series. In fact, why don't we maybe start with our producers? What do you guys think? From the point of view where you have to create a show, why did you choose to focus on those kind of things like origins and legacy? Because it's such an important thing to do, and obviously this is a show with so many connections and important histories. So why at this point did you choose to focus on those?
Well, it came organically out of the previous season and where characters are and where Burnham is going this season. You know, as David was mentioning a few minutes ago, season 4 had a weight to it. Our characters were dealing with the DMA and the repercussions of that, which emotionally was mirroring where we were in the world. We were one of the first shows to go back and start shooting in COVID. It was before we all knew that much about it. There were no vaccines. It was a deeply unsettling time. People were very much struggling with it, and those things emotionally were very much playing out in the stories of that season, doing what Star Trek, all the iterations of Star Trek have done, which is reflecting to some degree what's happening in the world around us. All of that is to say that coming into season 5, then, we were looking at, excuse me, what is the next thing? What are we doing thematically? What is happening to us as humans, kind of thematically, as we come out of that and look to what's next? And we found ourselves talking about meaning. And you know, for Burnham in particular, she's you know, come into being a captain, and she's found her footing. And what next? It's meaning and purpose for Book. He's just had this life-changing experience in season 4, so what's next for him? And for all of our characters, those questions of meaning and purpose. And when we started looking at that and how that might play out, it really did lend organically to this idea that we had been playing around with of the progenitors and where we come from. And it all just, it felt like it very much organically tied together. And then, you know, as David said, we didn't find out until well after shooting that this would be our last season. I think we were editing episodes 8 and 9 of 10 in the editing room. And when we found out, there was that period of, oh, wow, okay. And then we realized, well, if that were going to happen with any season, this was the one to have it happen, because it does feel like thematically, it is a place where one can tie it up. And so, and again, huge thank yous to CBS Studios and Paramount Plus for letting us go back and shoot some additional material to wrap it up properly. And I think if people didn't know that it was going to be our last season, they would watch and just feel like we had planned it from the beginning. I think it's very, very satisfying.
We're so excited.
That was a long answer. I think I answered too long. 2 days. Wonderful. Wonderful.
That was great.
Oh, so then the same question to you about, you know, the idea of legacy and things like that in this season. What are your thoughts?
Oh, well, yeah, tough to follow what Michelle just said, but yeah, you know, Star Trek has always had this wonderful legacy of at least behind the scenes of, you know, we're kind of caretakers of this particular house for just a little bit, you know, of this particular franchise, and we have all these wonderful artists and people who built it and then handed it off to us, and then we take care of it, and now it's our turn to hand it off to the next generation, or you know, whether that be Strange New Worlds and Picard for a while, you know, the animations, SFA, and you know, behind the scenes, it feels very good to have. It feels very supportive to have this whole family that we now exist in. That is kind of there for us and rooting for us, and that we can share our experiences with this whole Star Trek family, and whether that be behind the scenes or the audience. And so it feels you know, it feels really good to be able to now go forth and hand it off to whoever comes next and whatever they might want to do.
So
I don't know exactly your question, but you know, I think. It's tough following Paradise over there.
Oh, don't worry, it certainly will. In fact, we've heard so much wonderful stuff. I feel like we've covered some of the deeper philosophies of this. I'd like to maybe go for some of the more playful stuff right now. So, SMG, I'm going to come to you for this. I like that I can say SMG. Is it weird hearing me say it? No. David was laughing at me on stage. I thought, oh no, I've made a faux pas. But this is one of the things I want to know. So apparently you really helped steer the set and the dressing designers to build Michael's living quarters in this season. And I'm wondering, did you keep any of the props?
I did not. I should have.
What would you take if you could?
Yo, I might have taken my little like Vulcan meditation stool. I was so grateful that they let me be a part of that process. We just have such brilliant people behind the scenes, man. And I remember asking to have that there because I wanted to have some of my Vulcan upbringing still reflected. And so I probably would have snagged that, but I didn't. I should have. It was a dope space. It really was.
I'd be like a kid in a candy store. I wouldn't be able to pick. I just